Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. There's a glare on there. Supportive Oracle cards. Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. And there's Gretchen's last name. That way, if you want to find those creators, there's the information to find them. All right. Okay. All right, Taurus. I love that card for Taurus. I think it's a great one. This might seem like a sunshine rainbow. Like this might be a little bit, I don't know, this might be really a good one. Let's find out. Because there's a lot going on in the environment, but you are soaring high through this situation is what I'm feeling. Which is not always the case for Taurus when I read for Taurus. So I'm very happy that I'm seeing that. Expansion is right off the bat here. Now, I don't think this is bad, but I feel like, well, I say that as in, I think it's a rough moment for you, but I don't think it's bad for where you're going in life. Like, it doesn't feel good at the time. You're not enjoying it at the time. It's kind of like, I don't know, like ripping off a Band-Aid. It doesn't feel good, but afterwards, when it's over, it's fine. One of those, I don't know, something like that. You got the expansion, you got prayer here, like I feel like you're feeling kind of a little bit lost, and something has ended. So there's an open space here for you. I don't think it feels good when it ends for you. But I do feel like it's good for your life in some respect. It's causing a new, it's causing an opening for something new to come in that needs to be, that's good for you. Especially with the prayer, I feel like you're kind of a little bit lost for a moment here, or just kind of like, this is not what you wanted to happen. And the completion is like the ending of it. So the expansion makes me feel like it expanded, like things ended quickly, fairly quickly, or at the very least quicker than you wanted them to. Now, and I know I said at the beginning this is a really good one because I see it going really well, but that's the only thing that is a little bit objectionable. Depending how you're connecting to it. In the environment, though, just to explain that energy a little bit more, I do get, yeah, it did happen quick, because I'm getting the 8 of Wands. Something happened quick, wasn't the most ideal way for it to play out what I'm getting with the 5 of Cups. There was a very stubborn energy with it, very stubborn energy, and a very forceful energy saying this is how it's going to play out. Not willing to back down, not willing to back up. Somebody else made the decision that caused this to end is another thing that I'm getting. I don't think it was due to your decision. I feel like I feel like it's a result of somebody else's decision. There is a lot of I want to say discord here. I don't think you're the only person that's kind of thrown off with this. There seems to be a lot of discord around the situation at the same time. It could be a little bit of a toxic situation if I dare. I know it's a general read, but for a lot of you, I think this was a toxic situation. And it feels like that situation may continue to be toxic even after you leave it. So that might be another reason why this is not the worst thing for a completion. You're not choosing it, but I also feel like it's probably a good thing to move on from that. Because I do feel like going into your next situation is on the heels of that. And you have judgment in your favor. Something else comes around and takes the place of whatever you're used to. Excuse me. Whatever left, something good comes in, replaces it. It seems like it happens fairly quickly. It doesn't take very long for things to change around. Things reconstitute pretty quickly is what I'm getting. I'm getting the impartiality, the acceptance, and the despondence when this happens, which is strange. Because I feel like the situation is a little bit... Whatever you're going into, the next situation... The next situation has a bit of hubbub in there. It has a bit of, it says despondence, which I feel like it's not, like there is a twinge of confusion, but not to you. I feel like it's kind of like when you're coming in from the outside, you understand why things are a little bit out of sorts. You see that that's not right. That's not how that's supposed to be. That's over in the wrong place. This should be over here. That should be over there. What is this going on over here? Like, other people may be confused, but you're getting despondence because you're not really confused about the situation. You're just kind of like, well, you're doing it wrong. That's why it's going like that. So let's fix it. You got acceptance with the impartiality. The impartiality is your third point. Perspective is what I'm getting. But acceptance is kind of like this needs to change. And you're getting in there and you're helping the situation change. This next situation, like this is where you need to be. This is really where you need to be. Because you're getting the sun card on your side. Once you help get in there and you're like, hey, listen, you're having all these problems. You seem to be confused. And the reason you're confused is because this isn't how you do it. You got this out of order, and you're doing things in the wrong decibel, or whatever you want to say. Decibel? I don't know why I'm saying decibel. There you go. But you're telling people, like, this is why it's screwed up. This is why it's not working. People love this. Like, because you're not only saying this, but you're showing them. You're proving to them. You're helping them move it into order. The farther it goes into balance, the farther it starts to make sense, the farther it gets in order. The longer you go, the more it gets in order. That's what I'm trying to say. And the more it gets in order, the more people respect you, because not only were you right, but you've taken a lot of stress off the situation by putting it in order correctly, because it's moving the correct way. It's flowing the way it should. Taking a lot of stress. People like it when you take the stress off of them. Most people like it when the stress is taken off, and especially if they're upset. Excuse me. Now, when you put things in order, things take right off. It's kind of like, because things were out of order, it was making things go really weird. Things were not flowing. Things were not working. You can't go, if you're going all up and down and around, you can't flow through. Once you put it in correct order, in a straight line, whew, there you go. So things are going to go a lot faster. Is the chariot here? Yep, the chariot is right there. The chariot is right there saying things go a lot faster. Things go the way that they expect them to go. I'm getting that this situation used to go better. And it's almost like there's a little bit of a question with the Two of Wands. Like, now that it's back to the way it used to go, why did it get out of sorts? What caused it to get out of order? What caused it to do that? People are looking for answers to those questions. Those are answers you're not going to have. You're not going to have. You're just not going to have those answers. I feel like this is a new situation for you. It should be. I'm guessing. It's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt, of course. But I don't think you're going to have those answers. The thing is, recovering the situation is what you did. You have the recovery on your side, so you have the enlightenment. You got to be careful about people trying to manipulate you. Be careful. Because I feel like other people got something out of this situation. Other people got something out of this situation while it was all screwed up. And they're going to try to manipulate you, and they're going to try to get you to put it back the way they had it, because they were enjoying the discord. The recovery and the enlightenment are on your side. Like, putting it the way it should be and knowing how it should go, you know that. Be aware of people trying to manipulate you and making you feel like, well, if you keep doing it this way too long, though, aren't you going to have this problem? People are going to try to create doubt. I don't think it's going to work, but it's like identifying these problems, these problem people, these problematic people, might help you down the road. There's going to be a lot of conflict in the environment. I don't see it directly connecting to you. People will be trying to influence you and get your opinion. You just got to stick with what you know. You just got to tell people what you know. Don't play into the politics of it. There's going to be a lot of, well, it's working well this way. But, for example, if that got wet over there and that person wasn't there to do that, wouldn't that cause a catastrophe? That's not how the situation's supposed to run anyway. So don't get caught up in those quagmires. It's kind of like saying, well, if you're driving down the street in a car and all of a sudden you don't have one of the wheels, couldn't you end up in an accident? Well, no crap. Yeah, you could. But don't get caught up. Don't even go into those conversations. Like, listen, if you're going down the street in a car and it loses a wheel, you should probably stop and get some help. That would be the answer to that. Well, if it gets that bad, you need to stop and get some help. And because they feel like they're going to come back, well, you don't have time to stop. You're going to be late for your appointment. So you got to keep driving with those 3 wheels. And you're like, nope. If you have 3 wheels in the car, you could probably kill yourself or someone else. You need to stop and get some help. And I feel like this is the ridiculousness that's going to come towards you. Kind of like, if the car loses a wheel, like, what sane person is going to keep trying to drive that car? I don't think a sane person would. Quite frankly, it's my personal opinion. But they're going to try to get you into these weird quagmires. Don't even play into them. Shut that right down. No. If it's missing a wheel, stop, call for help. Like, that's it. Because they're going to keep coming at you with these weird things. I'm getting the King of Swords is like somebody's going to try to muscle in on you and try to get you to say something to make it look like they were right, and this should go back to the way it was. Just don't even play that game. Don't even play that game. Because what I'm getting here is that you're helping the situation stay on point. You got the 3 of Pentacles. This is the card I first saw that I love for Taurus. You got the effort in here. You know how to keep it going. You're going to have to help keep it going right. If something starts to go off balance, I feel like you need to call it out right off the bat. I don't think that's going to be a problem for you. The situation that you're going into now needs you more than that previous situation, whatever it was. There's a lot of gratitude here, but there's a lot of work going into it. The service makes me feel like this is one of the times where even though there's a lot of work, and Taurus does good with a heavy workload, and I know that. But this is a situation where it's not just about the work and getting the work done. It's keeping the concentration to make sure the work is done right and keeping things in balance and watching out for the people trying to screw things up. You're going to get a lot of gratitude, but you're going to have to keep an eye on this thing like a hawk. I do get like there's a mysticism here, kind of like somebody's constantly trying to put this in their own favor. They're trying to move things around. They're trying to put it back the way it was. Don't let that happen. Be aware that somebody's going to try to pull fast ones. And it's going to be, again, like that driving down the road with a car with 3 wheels. If it loses a wheel, you got to stop and fix it. Don't let somebody make you feel like, oh, we can't stop. We got to keep driving with the 3 wheels because we don't have time. We got to keep going, because they're going to use that to their advantage and they're going to screw the situation up. If the car loses a wheel, stop and make them fix it. Make them fix it. I think you know what I mean by that. Don't let it go by. Don't let it just get pacified. This could be also like the one thing I'm getting on this is like a meeting. Like there's a meeting to work out, like what's the problem? Something's not right. Like a meeting about the car having 3 wheels. Don't let that meeting pass by. Make sure, like, and if people can't be there for the meeting, you make the decisions for the meeting. Be aware that somebody's going to constantly try to screw this up. Don't let them do it. As long as you keep an eagle eye on that stuff, you'll be fine. I feel like you'll know what to do, and those are analogies. You'll know what to do when it's time. Just don't let somebody like try to muscle in on you. Don't let them do that. You got this in order. You're going to keep it in order. You're meant to be here. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.